Hey, beautiful Mystic Tribe. Well, when I started this process, I was like, okay, I'm going to do it this way. I wasn't sure, and wasn't starting, and I was putting plans, and I was making plans, and I was writing things down, and then all I was hearing is just start, and I'm like, okay. So I've done a couple of videos already, trying to go back when I was a little girl and trying to integrate music and being a highly sensitive person, and I started thinking it was kind of messy. Not only because what I felt the other day, obviously that was one of it, but and I'm okay with that. I want to continue feeling that because that's releasing. That's good. That's good stuff. Um, so 2 nights ago, not last night, the night before, um, can't remember what time. It's 3:33 or 3:34 or something between 3:31 and 3:35 because I can't remember when I looked at the clock. But I know I was sitting square in my like I was sitting in my bed, got woken up from whatever it was. I don't remember what I was doing in the other realm, and then the message came through from my guides, from my higher power, from the spirits, from wherever it came from, and it was clear as I'm talking to you right now, obviously. And what it said is you need to reach the highly sensitive people who are awakening at the moment or are going through the dark night of the soul. Those are the people you need to help. And I'm like, oh, okay. And what about what I started doing? And all I heard was, well, things change. And I'm like, all right, things change. Hmm. So here it is. If you are a highly sensitive person having a dark night of the soul or an awakening, these videos are going to be for you. If you just joined my video and you don't know what I'm talking about, here we go. A highly sensitive person um, is that all our senses, there's only 20% of the population that are highly sensitive. And that's a trait. It's not a disease. It's not a disorder. It's a trait. And what it entails is that all our senses, so people say there's five, I say there's six because my intuition and my emotional state is one of my senses. And that's the strongest one. So all our senses are heightened tenfold. So smell of a rose for you is a smell of a rose. For me, is the smell of a rose times 10. When I like, and if I hit my like, and I know this is everybody says it hurts banging a toe, but when we're highly sensitive, it hurts 10 times. A cut will hurt 10 times. Like it's just everything, like our senses, sense of feel, sense of smell, sense of taste, sense of our see, sense of hear. It's all tenfold. So if you all your life, so like if all your life you've been told you were too much, if all your life you've been told it's not that bad, if all your life you were told you're overreacting, you're too sensitive, you're too intense, you're high maintenance. That's what I've been living since I was a little girl. But I only found out 2 years ago that it was actually a trait. That it was actually, I'm not crazy and I'm not too much. I'm not alone. There's like 20% of us on the fucking planet. I'm like, what? And when I heard, um, her name is Julie, when I heard Julie talk about all this, man, I cried. Like I was like, all of a sudden, it was like everything was just making so much sense. Um, so that's being a highly sensitive person. And now that I know I'm capable of dealing with it, I have tools. Um, and I know what to do. And if you are having an awakening, so if you are noticing things, I call them glitches in the matrix. You're seeing things and you're like, that doesn't make sense. But something that you already acknowledged it was okay, and all of a sudden it's not. And it comes from everywhere, from rules that you've been following or things you've been seeing. Or I mean, it's hard to explain. An awakening is like, it's moments. It's like, or waking up and getting messages, getting messages in your sleep and waking up and thinking, was that in my head? Like, am I going crazy? No, like I said at the beginning of my video, I woke up in the middle of the night and sat and was like, okay, what's up? What's going on? Ooh, and it just came pouring in, and I can't, and it's not me. Like, I just woke up, like my brain, like I'm not awake. I'm just like sitting there going, what are you saying? Okay. Yeah. Can you tell me in 2 hours when I get up? Like, sort of things like that. Um, so you're starting to see things differently. Let's put it that way. That's a good way to put it. You see things differently than you used that what you used to. And if you're going through a dark night of the soul, well, that's a little that's a little more intense. And that's why my guys woke me up and said, these are the people you need to reach, because they're the ones not knowing what the F is going on, and wondering how, what, like, why is this so, like, I can't do this. This is way too intense. And I've been through at least 3 dark night of the souls in the last 15 years. Let's put it at 15 years. And it's really, it's really intense. And it's probably 10 times more intense for a highly sensitive person, which now I wish I would have known when I was going through it, because I would have been able to handle it way better than I did. um, but I think I did good. So far, I did good. But now that I know, if I go through another one, it's going to be so much easier, because I'm like, okay, this is what it is. Just calm down. It's all good. Um, So dark night of the soul is you wake up one morning and night, your whole world as you know it doesn't make sense anymore. Everything is crumbling down. Relationships are breaking. You're losing jobs. Like, just everything is just falling to the ground. And the reason for that, for the dark night of the soul, and that happens, is everything needs to fall to the ground so you can rise like a phoenix from the ashes. And I know it's cliche, but that's what it is. And in one of my last videos, I was talking about emotions. So, I mean, if you're going through a dark night of the soul, your emotions are raw, are flying high, you're all over the place, you don't know what's going on, you think you're going crazy, just insane craziness going on. Don't worry, you're not going crazy. And it's not going to kill you. Your feelings are not going to kill you. There's ways, there's tools, but you can also reach out to me and I will help you, because now that I know highly sensitive people feel things like 10 times more, I'm very well aware that I have the capacity to guide you through that. So, no worries. You're not going to die from your emotions, and it's not going to bring you down unless you decide to let it bring you down. You always have a choice. We always have free will. But once you come out of it, it's so amazing to see the other side. It's like, wow. I'm still now looking at some stuff that I went through the last time, and I'm like all these lifetimes away. And that's probably why I wasn't able to go all the way down to when I was a little girl and try and bring myself back and live through those emotions and see what it would have been if I would not, if I would have known I was a highly sensitive person, or if my parents would. Obviously, I was trying to do that because I'm trying to reach the parents or the kids that are highly sensitive, and that have no support, or don't know what it is, and it is really something special, because we really have a gift. We don't see things like other people do. Our brain is wired differently. And that's why, if you're going through an awakening or a dark night of the soul and you're trying to talk to people who are not highly sensitive, of what they're like, oh God, that's way too intense for me. That's not what I'm going through. Yeah, we're just seeing things very differently and feeling it so deeply, like deep inside our core. Like, it's really deep, intense, deep. And so That's why, I mean, knowing that that there's a community of us, that there's a bunch of us, that you're not going through that alone. Like, I swear you're not alone. There's tons of us going through it. So um, hang in there, reach out to me, um, and just know that on the other side, it's marvelous. It's fantastic. It's like you have no idea how beautiful it is on the other side, and just hang on to that. Hang on to when you get on the other side, how beautiful it's going to be, and then you're going to be one of us to try and help the others that are coming in. And what happened is my guides told me that there's so many people awakening right now, and they're lost. They're like, what's going on? What's happening? And what is this? What do I do? And so we are being called that the warriors of light, and the highly sensitive people, and the light workers, and the intuitives, and all of us are being called to be here to guide you. So hang in there, and know you're not alone, you're not crazy. So yeah, basically that's what I needed to say today. So in love, as always, in love, Mystic Danny.